Statement. Does that work? Excellent. Okay. The order of the closing statements was selected at random before this began, and we'll start with Mr. Smith.
This is my message to millennials and to everyone here. Never before in the history of the United States has the Constitution been more at risk. Never before in the history of the Commonwealth of Virginia have the rights of man, the rights of Virginians, been more at stake. If experience matters, if it ever matters, it matters now. We do not need more laws. We need to enforce the Constitution and the laws that we've got. We don't need more Muslims or mosques or refugee resettlements until we protect the citizens we've got. We don't need more grown men and boys trying to use what's clearly marked as a girl's bathroom, and we definitely do not need more unidentified radical Muslim terrorists running around our country or our Commonwealth. We need to get our Constitution back. In it, we will find the promise of Dr. Martin Luther King and also the promise of Abraham Lincoln. Thank you all. God bless you.
Who wants to beat Mark Herring in November? Right now, I told you earlier I've never run for office before, and I didn't get in this to lose. Okay? So here's what's going on. I'm working hard to earn your nomination. I'm going to work hard to earn your nomination. I have an excellent opponent in Mr. Smith, but I'm working hard to earn your nomination. But I've told my team we're taking the fight to Mark Herring already. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you an interesting fact. No incumbent attorney general in the history of Virginia has been defeated. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to start running against him right now. We already started a couple weeks ago. And when we win, we're not just going to win the Attorney General's office, we're going to make Virginia history. I'm going to need your help to do it. God bless each and every one of you for coming out. Sign up with us afterwards. We're going to need the energy and the excitement of the millennials to do it. God bless every one of you. Thank you.
Well, first I want to thank everyone for having us here. I really appreciate it, and this is an amazing, amazing forum. But I want to spend this time making sure that you understand, that some of us do understand what the needs are of the millennials, and that we get it. You see, I was at the CR convention, and I used to be a CR. I started out as a George Mason CR a long, long time ago. And Ben Desart had it right. He said, you know, we're not the next generation of leaders. We're not the leaders of the next generation. We're leaders today, period. End of story. Nadia, she's not the leader of the next generation. She's a leader in this party. Stacy, not a leader of the next generation. She's a leader today, as are all of you. And I'll tell you, when I came here, I didn't come here just to speak to you. I appreciate the opportunity, but I came here to listen to you. And you put a millennial panel up here. You had Emily, you had Beth, you had Benny, you had so many people up here. And I sat back there to listen because I don't know how to make sure we provide for what you want as you continue your careers and family without listening. But I was surprised that I couldn't find so many of the people that are up here on stage and others that weren't sitting there with me. So before you listen to us, demand that we sit down there and listen to you as well.
I've had a lot of great jobs in my short life, I guess. And all these jobs I've ever done have been public service for the most part. And not the easiest of public service, you know, people shooting at you, calling you all kinds of names, spitting on you, doing all kinds of things. So politics is really pretty easy compared to that. Let me tell you what the problem is. It's with the heart. The problem with the heart of this country is that we've forgotten who we are. Who we are as a country, who we are as a commonwealth, and what we stand for as Americans. We've gotten out of the business of taking care of people as a Republican Party, and we've allowed the Democrats to own that issue, and they fill that void with government. And here's the challenge. Government doesn't love people. People love people. We've got to get back to the people business. We've got to start taking care of the least, the last, and the lost among us. When we turn our attention to the people and serve those that need it the most, then we take care of our fellow Virginians. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
This is the order they gave me. I apologize.
First of all, I want to thank you for the better welcome today than I did a week ago on Saturday, when I was over there just a block away at the Robert E. Lee statue getting mobbed by all kinds of lunatic lefties. Yeah. Because they're trying to rip down our history, folks. They're trying to rip it down, and they're trying to defeat us culturally, and this is not going to stand in a Stewart administration. We're going to defend our heroes, and Robert E. Lee is a hero, not just of Virginia, he's an American hero. On Tuesday, I will be leading a protest outside City Hall here in Charlottesville to do two things. One is to preserve that statue, a symbol of our history, and secondly, to remove the bigot and the racist who is Wes Bellamy. That man's got to go. Others talk, I deliver. Others talk about illegal immigration, I've done it. I've deported 7,500 illegal aliens. Others talk about cutting the budget, I've done it. $285 million of spending cuts. Others talk about decreasing taxes, I've done it. The biggest tax cut in Prince William County history. That's what I'm going to do for you. I've lost a couple battles in my lifetime, but I've never backed down, and I never will as your governor.
Let me thank MacPac for hosting this event, first of all, and let me thank you all for coming out here. You know, I grew up in Virginia, and I went to the Naval Academy, served as a hard hat diver in the Navy. But one of the things we learned at the Naval Academy is a ship that goes to sea and doesn't know where it's headed is bound to drift aimlessly in the ocean. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's imperative that your government, and I have that plan, a vision where all parts of Virginia are hitting on all 8 cylinders. All parts of Virginia are producing. For too long, we've been treating symptoms in Richmond, symptoms of a bad economy, and not treating the economy. And we talked about it a little bit. We talked about infrastructure that has to be put into place, both transportation and broadband. I spent the better part of this last session fighting back an attempt to limit broadband expansion. And we were successful in reducing that bill down to next to nothing. We need to look at our transportation network. And we have plenty of jobs available today in Virginia. I have 6 daughters that are all millennials. They managed to find jobs, every one of them, maybe not in the field they're working at. But we need to look at plenty of jobs out there, look at the education system, ensure that we have people trained to fill those jobs. And then we need to get government out of the way and let business do what business does best. So thank you all very, very much.
You know, we've talked about the Virginia way. My wife is sitting over here, Christine. She's related to Robert E. Lee. So we certainly have some things that we agree on with everybody up here. My question to everybody there is how are we transformative? How are we disruptive in a positive way? The Virginia way doesn't like bullies. The Virginia way is about liberty and it's about freedom. We have been bullied. I think a lot of you out there also by government. That is why I'm up here running today. I think that right now, if we continue this peaceful revolution, something that's happened, that we see going on right now, we can win this. We can win this. But again, everybody up here is better than the 2 alternatives we have running against us today. So I'm going to tell you right now, everybody has to work at your level. Everybody has to work at the local levels to fight. Be disruptive, be transformative. And let's get Republicans back into the governor's mansion. Thank you very much.
Thank you all, and very apt for the time. You may notice we all got a trophy, but I don't know if anybody else, mine says first place, which I appreciate. Thank you all for making time today to talk about the issues we face as a Commonwealth, and they are serious, and we have to address these challenges now. The fact is that we are in the bottom 10 of states when it comes to economic growth. Virginia. We had more people move out of the Commonwealth than into it for 3 straight years in a row because of the lack of opportunity. And that correlates with the fact that we, just 5 years ago, were #1 on the list of CNBC Best States to Do Business list. And now we're not even in the top 10. We've dropped from number 12 to number 13 most recently. We have to turn that around. And that means we've got to stop the liberal governance in the governor's mansion. We cannot have Ralph Northam or Tom Perriello continue the McAuliffe failed policies. We need to cut taxes. We need to repeal antiquated regulations. We need to reform our education system to meet the needs of the workforce of today and the future. And I will put forward a sweeping plan to do that and get Virginia moving again. When it comes to economic growth, we should be first in the nation, and we can be. And Kathy and I, we're all in. We'll be married 30 years in May, and we are all in this race. We are going to win it. We need a unified ticket to victory in the governor's office, lieutenant governor, and attorney general. Thank you all.